I'm setting up across the street from this pottery shop, and I had no way of knowing that today was going to be my first negative experience while plein air painting, and it made me so uncomfortable that I just wanted to pack up my stuff and leave. There's a little spot to the side of the sidewalk, which allows me to set up so that I'm not directly in the walking path. It's kind of perfect. But I am at a somewhat busy intersection, and I'm a little bit worried that I might have to talk to people and there might be a lot of noise going on. So I'm going to be painting this pottery shop behind me. That's all. One of the things that attracted me to this scene has to do with the composition. There's plenty of room for sky. I like how the row of buildings to the left kind of angles downward towards the focal point. Also, the shadow to the left foreground serves to push the eyes inward as well. Then there's this interesting contrast in play from light to shadow. Most of the building is in shadow, and the ground around it and the sky behind it is lit brightly. I also like that the scene is not too symmetrical, which can make for a boring painting. It kind of leans heavy to the left side, and it allows some room for empty space to the top and the right side of the painting. Here I'm very quickly sketching in just some of the lines and shapes. I'm not trying to be too perfect, but I am trying to create something that looks good on the canvas proportionally. Now that the drawing is mapped out, I start to focus on the shadow and light portions and think about how these shadows can play an important role in the composition. Then finally, when everything's set up, I bring in some color. As things start to fill in pretty quickly, I'm just trying to make sure that the value's correct. At this point, I don't want anything too dark or too light. Mostly, I'm staying in the mid-tones. Later on, when I'm putting in the details, I'll darken up the darkest spots and put in some highlights. There's a group of teenage girls walking together across the street, and they begin to make fun of me. I'm not sure if they intended for me to hear everything they were saying, but I could hear them mocking me. They were saying things like, "Look at him," and then they'd start laughing together. If that wasn't bad enough, there was a guy sitting behind me on a park bench that kept coughing over and over. It began to rattle me a bit because I felt like he was standing directly over my shoulder. I'm not sure if he was watching me, but I didn't like it, and I just tried to ignore him. There was a restaurant off camera to the right and on the other side of the street that was beginning to pick up some foot traffic, and I figured it was only a matter of time until someone spotted me and wanted to talk. I was coming along quickly and wanted to just get everything blocked in so I could pack up and leave. I was kind of uncomfortable at this point. I felt like I was tempting fate by painting out there too long. I wasn't trying to create a masterpiece on location. I just wanted to get what I needed and to finish it up at home. Then the girls came walking back again, and they stopped right across the street from me, and they stood there talking for a few minutes. I thought for sure they were going to cross the street and come talk to me, but fortunately they didn't. I think I heard one of them say, "Leave him alone," and they started to walk away. Another thing that I've not gotten comfortable with yet is having people come up to me while I'm painting, especially in an awkward phase. Most people don't understand the many phases a painting goes through before it's finally finished. Once I had someone say to me, "Don't worry, you'll get there." And although I think they meant it to be encouraging, it felt very demeaning. There are some rare artists that finish everything up on site, but I'm not one of those, at least not yet. I'm not sure I ever will be. I like to walk away from a painting for a while and to come back later and to look at it with fresh eyes before making adjustments or putting on finishing touches.
Okay, I've got the blocking finished, so I think I'm gonna call it there for today. I'm gonna take a photo reference and take this home and finish it up there.
Once I got what I needed from the scene, it was time to pack up and leave before anything else unpleasant happened. This was my first bad experience, and it made me wonder what else could happen while plein air painting. Some people are mean and just plain crazy, so now I'm thinking that I should always be ready for a little harassment. Who knows? Could a hateful person come up and decide to trash the painting and throw it on the ground or something? I mean, I don't know. I guess the point of my rambling is allowing me to process this painting session. Most people are kind, but you never know what might happen. It's just one more thing that makes plein air painting so much more difficult than studio painting. There's definitely a psychological aspect to plein air painting, especially when you're painting in front of other people.
Got my reference photo. At this pottery shop, there was a lot of traffic. Car traffic, yes. Noise, yes. But a lot of foot traffic too around me. Plein air painting, depending on the environment you're in, can be challenging for a number of reasons. Had that pack of girls making fun of me and being a little bit mean, whatever. I didn't enjoy some aspects of it, but it's good for me because I'll be moving to Tokyo soon. I'm pretty sure that I'm never going to get any peace at all on the streets of Tokyo painting, so it's good practice. In this video, I'm not gonna bore you with all the details of studio work. I'm just gonna skip the studio time lapse. I'm gonna go from right after the first plein air painting session. I'm gonna show you that right here.
This is after 1 hour on location, and as you can see, it still needs a lot of work.
And then I'm gonna jump ahead so that you can see the difference between a plein air session to the finished product. In 3, 2, 1.
This is after 3 hours of studio time, so that's 4 hours in total to complete this painting. I like the way that the shadows and light play off of each other. I didn't get too bogged down in details. I just added what I felt the painting needed. I'm not sure that I'll ever be that guy who can do something like this without studio work. I think that I need the studio, at least for now, to help me finish a painting out, at least to give me time to think about the painting and about what it needs. But who knows, maybe I'll be able to do something like this on location eventually. I mean, I think back to when I first started getting serious about painting a few years ago, and it was nothing for me to spend 20 plus hours on a painting. And I never thought that I'd get to a point where I could do a painting in 4 hours. So I've come a long way just in the last few years. So who knows, maybe in a couple more years, I'll be able to finish an entire painting on location that I feel is good. But I'm not quite there yet. And for now, I'll be satisfied with the way that I'm working. Who knows what the future holds, but for now, I'm going to call this one finished and move on to the next one.